So, I've just watched Turning Red. Do you want to know what I think? Hi guys, Disney's Villainous Prince here. Now today, I'm going to be doing something slightly different than usual. Not going to be looking at a Disney Store product or an Amazon product or even unboxing something. No, I'm actually going to try and do my little movie review and give you my thoughts and opinions of, no, not Inside Out, not The Incredibles, Turning Red. Yes, I've just watched this the once on Disney Plus. So, like I said, these are just going to be my instant thoughts and opinions of the movie. Now, I'm not an official movie reviewer. Well, basically, I'm not an official reviewer. Full stop, as you can mostly tell by the channel. These are just my thoughts and opinions of the movie. So our main character is Mei Lee. Here she is. Now, if I'm right, she's the very first Disney character in the Disney Pixar universe to break the fourth wall and introduce herself to the actual audience. Now, Mei Lee is excelling at school and has a little girl group, and there's a little Easter egg that actually relates to the Avengers in here, when Mei Lee walks through the school doors and shouts, "Besties assemble," which is a great nod. Now, her friends include Pyra, hope I said that right, Miriam and Abby. And now Abby, I think, is the best character in this movie. She has one of the best lines, especially when Abby meets the panda, Mei Lee, for the very first time. Going from the best character to what I think is the worst character in the movie, and that is Ming, Mei Lee's mother. In fact, I think she's the worst character ever in a Disney Pixar movie. She's overpowering, overprotective, and just doesn't let Mei Lee be herself. She doesn't approve of her friends, her music type, as Mei Lee and her friends are super fans of the boy band Four Town, as this is set in the early 2000s, just think of NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. She is just a character I just did not like throughout the whole movie. Now, there's a part of the movie towards the end when other family members are actually involved, including the grandmother and aunties, that there's a little scene where it basically describes why Ming is like that. Now, when it comes to Mei Lee and her mother Ming, there is actually a very comical scene in the movie when Mei Lee discovers that she's a panda for the very first time, storms into the bathroom all upset, and the way she's actually describing how she is to her mother Ming, and basically Ming takes it the wrong way and thinks she's actually talking about actually turning into a woman. So she storms through the bathroom door with all these pads like she's been saving up for years, ready for this day. Now, I say it's a comical scene, but it's a serious scene at the same time. There's a lot of anger over this online, that Disney actually put it in the movie. But why not address this? It's a positive message to all young girls out there. We've had a coming-of-age movie about a boy in Luca. Why not have a coming-of-age movie about a girl and point this out? Hats off to Disney, I think. Now, when it comes to the Disney villain, which you know for a fact I love talking about my Disney villains, it's Tyler, this popular school bully. Now, every school has one, but we actually see him do a 180 in this movie. But that is the big question. Why does every modern-day Disney villain get a happy ending and everything is okay? Which is not basically what happens in real life. Bullies do not become your best friends all of a sudden, which happens basically in this movie. Now, the one thing that I think that is missing from this Disney Pixar movie is the fact that it doesn't play with your emotions the way past Disney Pixar movies have done. Now, I remember blubbering and crying buckets when I thought Woody, Buzz and Co were all going to meet their end and get incinerated in Toy Story 3. Or when Mama Coco remembered the song that Miguel was singing in Coco. And in fact, I even cried when Wally lost his memory and forgot who Eva was. Turning Red, I feel, has none of that, and Disney Pixar has lost this magic the past couple of movies. Yeah, but just like Onward, Soul and Luca, Turning Red has no emotion, or it doesn't play with your emotions like the previous examples I've just shown. Disney Pixar have lost the magic, I feel. Is this a part of actually becoming a part of like a streaming service? Because that's what Disney Pixar are becoming now, a Disney Pixar streaming film studio. Or is it just me? Have I just become someone with a heart of stone? Just like all other Disney Pixar movies, the animation style is awesome in this movie. You cannot fault the animation. I especially love the fact that they've actually got a manga reference in there, especially when all the characters get very excitable and their eyes enlarge and they have stars in them, just like Japanese manga. And there's also a Japanese nod to shows like Power Rangers when family members are actually changing into the pandas, but more about that later on. Now, as this movie is set in the early 2000s, and is this the very first Disney Pixar movie that actually gives us a definite time frame of when this movie appears? Not like all other movies, we're actually trying to like think where they actually fit in this Disney Pixar universe and the time frame. But anyway, going on. Like I said, this movie is set in the early 2000s. There is loads of early 2000 references, especially from Nokia phones, just like we did around the same time, and Nokia phones were the phone to have. So the story. Mei Lee has to go from being a successful student with an everyday life of actually just going to school, excelling there, and then going home and actually doing what her mother wants to do, which is actually to work and help out at the family temple, then go home, and then just repeat her life. But when her life is actually thrown into chaos and a panda appears, she has to wait for the red moon to appear on a night when she can actually be cured. But how is she going to cope with all that? Cope with all these changes? And then when she finds out 4tan are actually on tour and coming to her city, how is she going to control the panda inside her and see her favourite boy band? Plus doing this while tackling an overprotective mother. Or is she just now beginning to like her new life with the panda and becoming who she wants to be? There's a few plot holes, I feel. For example, Ming tells Mei Lee the more times that the panda comes out, the harder it will be to control the panda and for Mei Lee to be cured of the panda. Now, is this just Ming trying to control Mei Lee again, as Mei Lee begins to have loads of fun when she's the panda and starts turning into the panda on demand? But when the family members come to actually cure Mei Lee, they actually state that this could be the only chance that she can be cured. So it's either life goes back to normal or life with a panda forever. But then, like I said before, family members turn back into the panda. Now, they've been cured once and they get cured again. I thought they just said that this is basically a one chance to be cured and that's it. It doesn't make sense. And then there's a little Easter egg I don't like. Now, we all know that The Simpsons are now owned by Disney, but do they have to be mentioned in a Disney movie? Especially when Mei Lee goes into the family temple and greets the stone pandas outside and calls them Bart and Lisa. I just didn't like that. I was like, no, this is Disney. It's got nothing to do with The Simpsons. So what do you reckon, guys? Have you actually watched Turning Red yet? What do you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next movie. No. Movie?